This has probably been the most nothing burger of a drama I've ever seen. So, if you haven't been terminally online this past week, there's been a big drama swarming around the internet about a popular namer named Sykkuno. I made 2 videos about him, and if you were fortunate enough to not see the hundreds of other videos made about him, it's basically that he's a cheater, pumpkin eater. I made that joke 7 times, I think, already, but he cheated on his girlfriend with many other people to the point where he was sliding in those DMs. But with more time comes more information, and I think everybody involved was just kind of in it for the bread, the dinero, if you know what I mean. Pretty much nobody here was here for good intentions, maybe except Sykkuno's girlfriend, but Sykkuno actually responded, and so did the creator of the video that pretty much started almost all of this, Mujin. So I will talk about the first one, which is Sykkuno's apology. It's not a video, it is a post on X, so... And sure, I could just read it to you with my raspy voice. But how about the English dub of Izuku Midoriya from My Hero Academia actually decided to read it himself, so take a listen, I suppose.
I would like to apologize to everyone I have disappointed. Most of all, to my girlfriend. I am so sorry I put you through so much. I never want to make these mistakes again and hurt you and the people I care about. I was unfaithful, and I own and fully admit that. I lied to people and told them I was single, which I know is not right. I'm sorry to all of the people that I hurt by doing this. The following is not an attempt to minimize what I have done. However, I have seen some false accusations about me that are not true. I cannot allow false accusations and such extreme labels to be placed on me. I do understand that the people making these claims did it from a place of hurt. So please do not send any more hate to anyone. I just want the situation to get better, and I wish them the best. My girlfriend and I didn't respond quickly because we were already working on our relationship and communication before all this happened. Having so much private information exposed to the public has made it incredibly difficult for us to heal together. I will be taking a break from streaming and the internet to better myself and give us the time we need to try and improve our relationship. Thank you for reading, and I will continue to learn and grow from this experience. My girlfriend wanted to share her experience. Below is a message written by her.
So that was the English dub of Izuku doing that. Justin Briner, beautiful performance. It definitely made me ultra impact. He did all's justice to that performance. So he didn't read the full thing, so unfortunately for you, I will read the rest. This is from his girlfriend's part, so hi there. I want to start by saying thank you to those who have been checking on me and wishing me well during such a difficult time. It's been extremely heartbreaking to learn everything I know now, and going through this has been one of the hardest things I've ever been put through in my life. I've been tossed around from all sides. Me and my reality have been continuously shattered. Though no matter how broken I am, I never wanted this to be public. It deeply hurts me that I wasn't given a chance in that, or even just warned that this would be happening at all. I didn't want this. Even after the fact, I wish they would have at least checked in on me or asked me how I felt about everything, but I haven't heard anything from the people involved since this all came out. Like I said, everybody here did this for their own gain. No one asked how she was doing, so that's kind of unfortunate. I understand that those involved with him have been hurt as well, but I don't believe my feelings were considered in the situation at all. Having my worst fears become my reality, then put on full display and used for profit for everyone to see, is absolutely mortifying. It truly feels like a nightmare. It has already I'm assuming, been hard enough trying to work through things in private. It has been added another layer of difficulty and stress on top of everything. It's made it so much harder for me to cope. Prior to all of this becoming public, we were already making changes to improve our relationship, and while I could have chosen to leave, I ultimately made the decision to stay with the hopes of repairing our relationship together. Even though all of the things I've learned are incredibly disappointing and shocking, I don't think they are irredeemable. It's been hard handling things unfolding this way, but I believe this will be a step in the right direction. With time, I hope everyone can focus on healing and being better versions of themselves. Probably the most mature person in this whole situation from what I've seen. Some people will think, well, why didn't she leave him? I assume it's because she still loves him, or the money. I'm not on her, I don't know, but it is very mature of her to, give her own 2 cents on it. No one asked how she was doing, no one asked how she was feeling. We've all made the videos, and no one even bothered to ask her. Then again, she is very private. I'm assuming anyone with a bigger platform could have asked, but who knows? Either way, she is working things out with him. That is her own choice, and I respect it. Some people, I think this whole drama has been pretty much pushed out of proportion, making Sykkuno look like the second coming of a demon himself or something. The boogeyman. He is not. He's just a guy that couldn't keep it in his pants. So respect to her. Hopefully everything works out for both of them. Hopefully both, well, mostly Sykkuno. Mostly he can learn from this. She can, make things work with him. Who knows? Again, they deserve to have their private time now. He deserves, whatever she thinks of him, whatever she says to him, that's their own thing. So I think this is the end of the Sykkuno arc for now. This story's wrapped up. I would also like to say, there's still one more part of this story, and that is the person who uploaded this video, Mujin. Mujin just released an apology video. Also, he did remove the original video of Sykkuno, so that's completely gone. And he really just makes some neat points, some points of, upholding to his situation, his mistake, because he did make a mistake uploading that video, throwing it out there. It felt like a smear campaign, everybody involved in all that. So yeah, I'm not saying Sykkuno is justified and all, he's still a cheater, but I don't think he deserves to be completely deplatformed, career ruined. I said that in my first video, but I do apologize for that. Like I said, when news comes out, everyone jumps the gun. We all jump the gun, make the videos, and call it as it is. But no, I don't think his career deserves to be ruined. He made mistakes. They are trying to learn from it, and they deserve that private time. So I am going to show Mujin's apology video so we can finally put this drama to rest. So here it is, his apology video. I'm not sure what I pressed right there, but
so first things first.
Oops. It is 12 minutes long, and like I said, he does own up to his mistake. It's better to play it and just show everything that has gone on. So
this video is not monetized. I'm not about to pull a CC in the big 2026. I'm making this in regard to my last video about Sykkuno. I want to clarify how this video came to be, while also taking accountability and apologizing for the mistakes that I made. At the same time, I also want to clear up some misinformation spread about me over the last few days. This video was meant to come out a bit earlier, but I was told by someone in the know that Sykkuno might release a joint statement with his girlfriend, so I chose to wait for that first, just in case. I'll also be going through that later in the video. So, how did this all begin? Well, for me, it was on April 7th when I was reached out to by Mal for the first time. I was told that a Google Doc was releasing soon about a big content creator. And this is when I was asked if I wanted access to it early to maybe make a video about it. The document was going to publicly release on the 10th anyway. This means that this wasn't some grand conspiracy, okay? This document was going to release with or without me. And while yes, Rumors of Sykkuno's behavior have been floating around for a while now between certain content creator circles. None of this was gonna really convince me to make an early video. If you've watched my channel before, then you'd know that I'm someone who highly values both sides of the story. It's actually something that I always implore you to do before forming your own opinions. And while I do receive so many DMs about scoops or exclusive info about certain topics, I mostly never take them, always choosing to wait for things to unfold in public first before making my videos. What made this situation special though was the 17-minute video recording of the voice call between Mal and Sykkuno. My logic here was simple. It was me thinking that we already had the other side of the story, and it was Sykkuno admitting to his wrongdoings in the most raw and unfiltered way possible. So I figured that was enough. At the same time, I thought that since my channel had grown exponentially, don't ask me how or why because I have no idea, I could maybe use my platform for a good cause, spreading awareness about Sykkuno's behavior so that no one else gets tricked into being a homewrecker against their will, while in parallel, encouraging others who have been wronged by him to finally speak up. Additionally, seeing that the person speaking up was doing so from a small account, I figured I could help amplify that message to spread maximum awareness. Now yes, some people could definitely argue that I was desperate for a topic to bring in views, but to me it didn't matter because I was already lucky enough to be able to cover niche topics I enjoy and still somehow reach over 1 million views on them. Again, don't ask me how because I don't know, but that was just the reality. Here's the thing though. Releasing the video around the same time as the document meant that I was taking a substantial risk by putting my channel's reputation on the line.
But he still did anyway. And I'm assuming for the views. So, like I said, nobody is really in the right here. It's not a coincidence that they were going to come out at the same time. It felt planned, and I'm assuming it was planned. So, yeah.
I knew this, even at that I was doing the right thing. Unfortunately though, it didn't really work out as I had hoped, and I ended up making mistakes that I need to take accountability for, which is why we're here today. The first mistake can be found in the intro of the video, and it's me using the word predator. Yes, it was my idea, and the logic behind it was me trying to encompass everything, like the serial cheating, lying, and deliberate targeting of smaller content creators into one word. Before using it, I even made sure to double check its definition in multiple dictionaries, which said things like a person or an organization that uses weaker people for their own advantage, or one who injures or exploits others for personal gain or profit. Due to this, I had to come to the conclusion that yeah, this word fits. I'd find out quickly afterwards though that for many people, that word is only reserved to describe pedophiles or sexual predators, which made a
Pretty much. The word predator, I talked about this in my first vid, or I think it was the second, I don't remember, but predator has pretty much been completely shot for the roof in terms of over-exaggeration. Predator, like it said right there, somebody that goes for like weaker or organization, whatever. Everyone thinks of it as somebody that's a predator, pedophile, like, you know, the one person that just popped up. So, yeah, I think the word has been completely disproportionate, over-exaggerated. He's a hunter. He's a predator in the sense of a predator, someone that looks for someone, not in the way of, oh, he's a pedo. I think people were completely misunderstanding that. It just blew out of proportion. So,
substantial amount of people feel misled after watching the intro of my video. It made it seem like Sykkuno had committed very serious crimes, enough to land him in a high security prison or something, when that clearly wasn't the case. That was not my intention at all, and I'm sorry for that. From now on, I'll only use that word to refer to pedophiles or sexual predators. That's it, no exceptions. I'd also like to say that yes, the video was rushed. It simply didn't meet the quality standard that you expect of me, and that's without even mentioning that it was clearly biased and didn't attempt to see different viewpoints. There's a reason I don't typically reach out to people involved in public incidents, because it's very easy to form bias after you communicate directly with them. It's just human. So yeah, what Mal said at the end of her call with Sykkuno was off-putting, and it wouldn't have hurt for me to point that out. I get that. I was instead more focused on Sykkuno's admittance of guilt. I'm sorry for letting you guys down in that regard. You trust me with a certain quality standard, and I just couldn't deliver it this time, and that's on me. I also want to apologize to Sykkuno's girlfriend. In the 17-minute video of the voice recording, there was one frame, which represents 1/60th of a second that wasn't blurred, and it leaked to the group chat she was in when she found out that Sykkuno had been cheating on her with multiple people. This frame was enough for certain individuals to confirm her username, and it impeded on her privacy. I was not the one who handled blurring it, but I still included the entire thing in my own video and completely missed that detail. So I take full responsibility for that. I'm sorry. Now look, with all that being said, apologies are great, but there's no use presenting them if there's no attempt to act on them. And that's exactly what I intend to do. But first, I want to go through some misinfo that was spread about me in recent days and set the record straight. When the video first released, XQC reacted to it almost immediately and would spend his time defending Sykkuno while trying to undermine the things he's done to people. He would also comment on my video. In that comment, he'd make it seem like my problem with Sykkuno's behavior had to do with the lack of clout of the women he reached out to. In any case, what would happen next is a narrative that would form saying that I deleted his comment because I couldn't handle his unparalleled wisdom. As you can see, that's false. It's still right here, along with all the wonderful comments left by his community too. I really don't know why he and some other content creators tried so hard to defend Sykkuno's behavior, as if he was...
Because they're part of the Gentleman's Club. They gotta stick together, and if you don't know what the Gentleman's Club means, it basically means a group of cheaters or have cheated, so... Also, I'm assuming they were friends, since, usually streamers are friends with each other. I wouldn't know, but, I assume they were friends, maybe. I don't know, but...
their long-lost brother or something. All I know is that cheating has been shunned by humanity for thousands of years, regardless of gender. Maybe normalizing it now is probably a bad idea, but hey, you're free to form your own opinion, go for it. Next, some people tried to claim that I changed my video's title because I was scared of a defamation lawsuit from Sykkuno. Sure, a random lawyer from Fiverr might claim that, but it's false. Here's a neat trick. You can go to a website like viewstats.com, go to any channel, we'll pick, Mr. Beast, click on a video, and you'll actually be able to see any thumbnail or title changes since upload. Pretty cool, right? Now, if you were to do that with my video, you'd see that there were no thumbnail or title changes whatsoever since upload. So that's false. And look, defamation is about knowingly lying about someone in order to ruin their reputation. I had no intention of lying in my video about Sykkuno. And if I did want to lie...
That was a lot of revenue for that video. But he did remove it, so I do respect that. Because if he left it open, he could have gotten a lot more, so... But yeah, it was definitely a rush job. Eventually, probably the news would have come out, but he chose to do it, so you can't say he didn't profit from it, but I do respect that he removed it. He didn't have to do that, but he did, so...
And then wouldn't I have just simply removed the last 2 minutes of Mal and Sykkuno's voice call so that she looks way better and he looks way worse? It just doesn't make sense. I never make any video with the intention of lying. Period. And finally, when it comes to misinfo, there's also something else that honestly doesn't deserve attention at all, but I'll still mention it. And it's this weird rumor or fan fiction that some people made up saying that I only made this video to try and get with the women that were affected by Sykkuno's actions. Anyone who knows me or has ever spoken with me in the content creation sphere knows that I never even attempt to flirt. I keep things strictly professional. I take my platform very seriously and would never seek to use it in that way. It's simply not who I am. It's obviously also very disrespectful to anyone who was hurt by Sykkuno's actions, but it's not like the people peddling these rumors cared about them to begin with. Alright, so next up we have the joint statement that was posted by Sykkuno and his...
Imagine if he did, though. Just out of nowhere, he's all like, damn, I know you were hurt by Sykkuno, but... But regardless.
The first half would be written by Sykkuno. In it, he'd reiterate that he lied to people about being single and that he has been unfaithful to his girlfriend. He'd apologize and say that he'd be taking a break from streaming in order to better himself. He'd also call out anyone trying to frame him with false accusations. So yeah, as you can see, not much has changed. He's already admitted to these things in the voice call with Mal. When it comes to false accusations though, yes, there are stories that have circulated for years among some VTubers that accuse Sykkuno of doing worse than cheating. At this point though, it is not up to me to say whether it's true or not, just pointing out what he might be referring to. He could also be referring to the word predator, which I already apologized for. Now the second half of this statement would be written by his girlfriend. She'd express how hard this has all been on her, and how hurt she felt over not having a choice on whether this went public or not, saying that she understands that many people were hurt, but that her feelings felt like they weren't really considered at all. She'd call out people who sought to use this incident for profit, and would say that even prior to this going public, she was already trying to work through things with Sykkuno in order to repair their relationship together. She'd end her statement by saying that even with everything that has come out, she doesn't consider Sykkuno's actions irredeemable. She's going to stay with him and try to fix their relationship in spite of everything. Listen, I can't imagine what she's been through in just these last few weeks. finding out that your boyfriend has been cheating on you for years, that he slept with someone as recently as December 2025 behind your back, and that he was still trying to arrange a meetup with someone else as you were already trying to fix your relationship after what had happened in December. I mean, seriously, it's just insane. But I do think this needs to be said. The fact that this went public is unfortunate, but people were genuinely hurt by Sykkuno lying to them that he was single. Maybe it's an unpopular opinion at this point. Let me know if you think it is, but if someone lied to me about being single, and I later found out that us having sex directly hurt their partner, made them depressed, and ruined or at least endangered a 5-year-long relationship, I wouldn't be able to live with myself. That's simply not what I would have signed up for. And seeing that he's a public figure who used this public standing to get with these women after lying to them, it felt like this going public was going to be inevitable. But that doesn't mean that her feelings are not valid, because they are. When it comes to me, I did have a hand in spreading this
Pretty much. If it wasn't Mujin, it would have been somebody else that said something
to the public by releasing my video so quickly, and I simply had no right to do so, and for that, I am sorry. Now, I've seen some people's reactions to this announcement, and yeah, as you might expect, it's not sunshine and roses. This whole topic has been extremely polarizing on the internet to begin with, and the girlfriend in particular is getting hate thrown her way, with people calling her things like gold digger or Stockholm Syndrome victim for not leaving him. Here's the thing though. What matters here is that Sykkuno stops his serial cheating streak, and that he stops lying to women about him being single while turning them into homewreckers against their will. That's it. If she wants to stay, that's her choice. She doesn't deserve to get nasty things said about her though. I wish her the best, and I again would like to apologize if I directly contributed to any harm that she might have gone through. That was not my intention. Look, ultimately, my favorite YouTuber growing up was PewDiePie. Yeah, I enjoyed his sense of humor, the fact that for the longest time he was the sole
Markiplier for me.
So much authenticity, but most of all, what I really liked about him was that he was not ashamed of being human. He would make mistakes, but when he would, he'd also sincerely apologize and work to learn from them. It's no secret that today, as a content creator, if you were to make a mistake, it would be so much easier to wait for it to die down in a week and then continue business as usual, as if nothing had happened. I was even advised by some to do exactly that and not release this video. And I understand why. It unfortunately works. But to me, it's simply the right thing to do, even if it leads to more scrutiny and people disliking me. I screwed up, I'm going to say sorry, and I will improve. So what am I going to change exactly? Well, to start, I'll never give another exception to a scoop or exclusive info. I will do what I've always done on this channel and talk about things that have already played out in public. I don't care if a 5-star general gives me info about World War III starting tomorrow. I will make the video after the nukes drop.
I don't know if you'll be able to do that, but
I understand that I'm not perfect at it, and I probably never will be, but I'll always strive to present information to you in the most balanced way possible so that you can, in the end, form your own opinion. And finally, no matter how much this channel grows, I'll always ask you to be honest with me, and I promise to take accountability when needed, just like how I'm doing right now. So look, if the last video was a deal breaker for you and you want to unsubscribe, then I completely understand. But I won't let you leave without thanking you first. Take care, and may our paths cross again someday. On the other hand, if you're planning to stick around for future content, then I'd like to thank you so much for allowing me to make a mistake and grow from it. I say this all the time when I stream, but not a day goes by where I take any of this for granted. And the fact that so many of you watch me, whether you're driving home, chilling at work, doing chores, knitting, or just eating, I'm so honored to be able to make your day a bit less mundane with my videos. It's truly a blessing. Thank you. I also would like to thank my Discord mods.
so here he just goes on thanking people, but pretty solid apology video. I give it an 8 out of 10. He did throw some good points. I still think him tweaking on X was a little bit weird. You kind of lost aura on that, but if he's here apologizing, accepting his mistakes, he admits the video was rushed and he did remove it, so maybe it never should have happened, or maybe he just should have just did a little bit more research, wait for more info to come out, ask more people before he released it, because it definitely did feel rushed. So, and it started this web of deception and lies and drama. So hopefully this is the end of this drama. I don't see anything else that could potentially happen after this, but who knows? It's the internet. So moral of the story, nobody here was the good guy. Maybe Sykkuno's girlfriend, but who knows? It's morally gray at this point. I'm not excusing Sykkuno at all for what he did. I'm not excusing Mujin either. He released a video that was way too rushed, and it might have done more damage than it did good, especially to Sykkuno's girlfriend, as she stated. But, I'm not here to defend anyone. I'm just saying what it is. It was incredibly rushed. Many people made videos on this, so who knows how Sykkuno, his career is going to end up. Maybe he'll jump back from this. Who knows? It's the internet. So, other than that, moral of the story is keep it in your pants, do your research, and, well, we should all be happy, maybe. But other than that, I think that's about it to this drama or the situation, whatever. Take care.